How much do you have to hate Donald Trump to actually make it publicly known that you are going to donate millions and millions to Libertarian candidate, presidential candidate Gary Johnson? Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. A Libertarian president? Is it possible? If money talks, it very well could be. Many establishment Republican donors are so upset that Donald Trump won the nomination for the Republican Party that they have pulled their money from the Republican Party altogether. Now, I don't know the name of all of those donors, but I do know one name that sticks out very broadly, and that is the Koch brothers. The Koch brothers have pulled their resources away from the Republican Party and have said in an interview that they would possibly consider donating to the Clinton campaign. But after some time has passed, they made it known that they were seeking for a third party that could be an alternative to the Republican Party. Well, it just so happens that there's only one third party that is on the ballot in all 50 states. Well, hey, let's not beat around the bush. The Libertarian Party is the only party that's on the ballot in all 50 states. Not only that, Gary Johnson was already polling at 12% without even being named on any of the national polls that actually included a question about a third party. The national polls are very biased and they only normally include Republican and Democratic Party questions. Seems a little bit disingenuous, right? Well, even that being the case, Gary Johnson already polling at 12%. The Koch brothers have already been quoted as saying that they will be donating tens of millions of dollars to specifically Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party. Now, a spokesman came out and said that they did not say that publicly. What does that mean exactly? Does it mean that they did not say that? Does it mean that they're not going to actually do that? Or does it mean that they didn't say that publicly? Well, I take people at their word, and I know that rhetoric is very important, and how you say things is very important when dealing in politics. They meant to say, they did not say that publicly, and that's it. That they just did not come out and publicly say it. It does not mean that they're not going to donate tens of millions of dollars to Gary Johnson and his political campaign. He actually seems like a very viable candidate, especially when he's on all 50 ballots and is already polling at 12%. I want you to go back and think about some presidential races that were literally won in the last 2 weeks of the presidential campaigns. Heck, Ben Carson at one time seemed like he was going to be the nominee for the Republican Party. He was in the number one spot for quite some time, and he was actually asked to run. Mainstream media is also taking note. MSNBC, CNN, Fox, to name a few, have already started interviewing Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson, the Libertarian Party candidate. I don't know if you've paid attention to politics over the past, 50 years. They didn't even want to interview Ron Paul, who was running as a Republican. Now this guy's on Bill Maher. He's on late night talk shows. He's on CNN, MSNBC, and they already know that there are huge negatives for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and people literally are tuning out, turning off the TV, than listen to any sort of talk about Donald Trump. There are people who literally are canceling their magazine subscriptions to these political magazines that were ceaselessly talking about Donald Trump. They're canceling subscriptions. They're not buying the papers anymore. There are tremendous negatives against both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. People legitimately believe that Hillary Clinton should be behind bars and not running for president of the United States in the Democratic Party. And Bernie Sanders endorsing Hillary Clinton is the final blow for a lot of the Bernie Sanders supporters. They simply cannot take it. And the way she's been acting, I already had a video that I did a couple of years ago that's saying that she had some sort of brain cancer, brain tumor, something, and then there's a rumor going around that she's an alcoholic. I don't think she's physically capable of actually performing the job. Now we have reports that the Koch brothers will be donating to the Gary Johnson political campaign. I think, I don't know if, and I have reports that saying that the establishment is trying to take over the Libertarian Party too. So it must be that much of a threat that they're looking at the Libertarian Party this closely. This could be the year. There are so many, I don't think you know, seen the polls. There are so many people who are literally leaving the Republican Democrat duopoly altogether and saying, no, we're not going to vote at all, or we're going to go look elsewhere. And the Libertarian Party looks very attractive at this point, especially when the Libertarians are actually speaking in a voice that's very pro traditional United States, very pro American, and very socially liberal. It checks all the boxes for what the both parties say that they actually stand for. The Constitution, gay rights, gay marriage, abortion. This checks all the boxes of everybody. I mean, there's food for everybody on the table if you're Republican and Democrat. Tell me what you think. Could this be the year the Libertarians actually take the White House? I don't think you understand how much people hate Hillary and hate Trump. Thank you for watching the Scam Live Show. Hey, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. Go ahead on.